Hey guys, how's it going? So I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick little intro video. Don't want to take up a lot of time on this just because it is an intro video only. But my name is Crisp, currently a level 75 player. I have been playing this game for 861 days, as you can see right there. So that is a pretty stout little milestone there, in my opinion. Almost at 900 days. I know that there are folks that have been out there longer and things like that have been around since the beta. Unfortunately, I was not one of those folks. I just downloaded the game a day after global launch and immediately fell in love with it. So to kind of go ahead and start, kind of show you some of the overall stats here. 6.18 million collection power, 453k is my strongest team. Obviously that's not my X-Force, that's going to be a different team altogether. War MVP, I've put in some time into my war defense and just kind of built them up to kind of get those war MVPs solidified there at 54. Total characters collected, I have everybody in the roster so far at 141. Half of the roster has been maxed out, still working on a few others. And then again, all-time arena rank, never hit the coveted #1 spot, never planned on it. Arena's never really been my cup of tea per se. Definitely been through a bunch of Blitz wins, and again, Blitz is one that I enjoy, but not one that I try to go for, if you will. So to kind of give you the roster here, we're just going to go through real quick and kind of show you the roster a little bit. So again, typically the way that I work mine is that I've got the top 5, aka the team that I'm working on, just kind of putting them up at the top, favoriting them and making sure that all of them are being worked on equally, and just kind of gauge their progress and make it a little bit easier, especially when some of them don't have a full, like a full Marauders. You don't have Emma Frost, who has the Marauders trait, but she is a villain mutant that synergizes with these guys. So again, that's one of the reasons why I will favorite them and keep them at the top. But other than that, again, this is the roster that I've got. It's nothing to marvel at or behold or, anything, oh my goodness, you're the greatest player ever. No. I would consider myself probably more on the Dolphin side of spending on this game. I've definitely spent more money on this game than I'm willing to disclose, just because I really would much rather not share that information. But again, as you can see, every character is unlocked, every character has their purpose and where they sit, certain ones will have more priority than the others. It just depends on what team I decide to start working on. I try to keep my teams fairly well-rounded. Some do get a little bit more attention than others. We've got some characters that, again, some people will probably yell at me in the comments, oh, why is your symbiote Spider-Man not up there? Oh, why is your Shuri not up there? Oh, why is the so-and-so up there? I don't try to immediately wail on these characters. I don't spend an exorbitant amount of money on this game either. I don't have, the wealth that some of these whales have, where they're spending X amount of dollars on new characters and building them up and everything else. I just play the game. I will spend money on a new character when they drop, and that's about it. Aside from power cores, is about really the only thing that I purchase at this point. But again, as you can see, most of my roster, if they're worth their weight in some department or another, they'll be roughly right around 20k of bare minimum. Everybody else who's below that is just somebody that I don't foresee myself spending time on or resources on, just because I don't deem them worthy of those resources at the moment. Some people might disagree, like Hand Sentry. I know some people love this guy because of the dodge and the stealth, but again, I just never really took off with him. I use him every now and then, but he's just not a top priority tune for me. There are other characters that I would much rather spend resources, time, energy, and gold on, to be completely honest with you. And then just to kind of sort of wrap up the video, we're going to head over to the save squads. I kind of wish that there was a way to do save squads through the roster menu. but unfortunately that is not an option, so we will be going through the Blitz menu to be able to go ahead and get to my save squads and kind of show off the teams that I have there, given that I have the entire roster unlocked. So, alright, so currently we are going through the Beast Blitz. This is the second incarnation for him. So he is currently on his second go around here. But as you can see here, Black Order, that's one of the top teams that I have. Typically, I keep my top raid teams at the top just because it's a lot easier to find them that way up here, especially with having a timer to select them. It makes it easier than frantically just searching around for them, which are typically just my Black Order and this team down here. Other than that, I typically will keep them in order based on power. You have defenders that I've poured quite a good number of resources in since I've been playing since Global launch date. Then you've got the Asgardians here. You have two variations of X-Men depending on what I'm looking at. I just kind of keep them together because it's easier to pick from the two different teams there. This is more of a Blitz war setup that I have, and then this is kind of more of a raid setup, since Storm is definitely built more for raids, with Beast giving her a little bit of synergy with him. I kind of keep them together. Then you've also got the Coulson team here for defense on war. You have your Marauders here. I kind of have these guys a little bit further up there, even though they're only at 203, just because these guys are going to be worked on to kind of get them past that particular threshold and get them up there on power. Same with with Sinister Six, with Doc Ock coming in soon. These guys, once he drops in September, that is going to be all eyes on these guys. You've got your Asgardians here. I typically will use this combo in both raids and war, just depending on the situation. Gamora, I kind of have her on a separate team right now. Then you've got your Supernatural team here. Let's go ahead and we'll actually move X-Force a little bit up, since they just kind of got that little boost of power to put them above Supernatural. Then you've got the Fantastic Four with Namor here. Then you've got Power Armor. Again, Fantastic Four I was working on a little bit there, so I do plan on getting them up to at least 250k. Just make them a viable war team. Inhumans, they're a solid team. I just haven't built them up just because, most folks kind of stopped building up their Hydra once these guys were fully immersed and everybody kind of had Black Bolt the second run. So a lot of people stopped dealing with Hydra just because these guys are the hard counter to them. So a lot of people saw, well, no point in dropping resources on them since they've already got a counter to them. This team, still kind of theory crafting it a little bit, seeing kind of where to really place them, what they can really do. Just kind of testing them out in Blitz right now. Kree team right here. Once you have Ultimus, this is a pretty stout setup here, but again, we'll get that into more of the team breakdowns and how I look at some of the characters here and their breakdown. Then you've got the Young Avengers here. Again, this is the team I have my Gamora with, just because she does synergize with the Brawlers a little bit there, kind of help give a little bit of an extra synergy there. Then you've got Brotherhood 2.0. Once these two dropped here with Blob and Toad, this was the team that they kind of shifted into, since the Marauders have Mystique and Sabretooth, who were part of the original. Again, Hail Hydra, I've only got them up so far just because, again, no point in putting resources into a team that's just going to get stomped, based on on Inhumans. Aimtron, kind of a little bit of a newer team that everybody's kind of been using for different reasons, and just kind of using them overall. They are a very effective team, and they do work pretty well. Then your Kree minions right here, just because, again, my other 5 Kree are currently in another team, but I have my Kree minions here. And then finally, last but not least, I have my Merc team with Kingpin on defense for these guys. So other than that, guys, again, that's kind of the roster review that I wanted to do. Nothing too insane or over the top, but just kind of wanted to go ahead and give myself a little bit of an intro there. Still learning all of the little editing and, you know, tricks and tips here and there. Still have, you know, the bare bones basics to be able to pump out videos and just kind of create content for now, and eventually I will be upgrading and making different adjustments as per needed, depending on the video or streaming needs, depending on if I ever decide to delve a little bit further into the streaming world. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Definitely looking forward to making some newer content for you guys, and just let me know what you guys think. If you guys like the video, just go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're looking forward to some of the newer content that I'll be pumping out. And again, just leave some of the comments. Let me know your feedback, and let me know what you guys think. I do appreciate the time, guys. Have a good evening. Bye.